Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with Legacy Maverick. Just taking the same list that I have from last week through a few leagues to see how it goes. I think it's in a pretty good spot. Let's take that back. Let's say that Maverick's in an okay spot, but it's really fun to play. I really enjoy it. I think it still has a lot of really good matchups, and every decision counts. Every decision counts. Like every deck in Legacy, but at the same time, I feel like Maverick is one of those decks that if you make a mistake, it's not going to kill you the next turn, but it is going to kill you 10 turns later, and you will know which mistake that was, so we'll see how that goes. Innistrad cards are legal? Interesting. I do want to try some new cards. The new card was the green one. Alright. Well, I am going to change 1-2 things. That can be a pain to get. That makes sense. Outland Liberator. Yeah. None are available, so I'm just going to go ahead with the list that we have, which I'm pretty happy with this. So, not too much to change. I was really happy with the 4 mums in the league we played. I think mum's really good against Delver at the moment. It's really nice to also just have a 1-drop that actually has a power to it, unlike Nobles and Birds. So if I really need to, trading mum with Ragavan is definitely an option, which is good. We didn't get to use the Kaya. We didn't really see it. And the same for the Masked Vandal, but I think, yeah, hopefully with some more matches under our belt, we'll be able to see how those perform. Hey Arnie, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let's go straight into a league. Legacy League, play points, Abzan, nice. Nice, streaming, cool. Too good. Too good. And of course, it's a new league as well, which is cool. So a new season for trophies. Only had 2 in the last season, so definitely wasn't anything great. But I did see that Aspiring Spike and another player were doing a really cool kind of last-minute run for top modern trophy holder, which is really cool. I think both of them were around 40 or just over 40. Which is pretty sweet. Alright, up against Nyx. Definitely an interesting hand. We do have acceleration in Bird. It is currently our only white source. Dried Up is a little bit rough. Collector Oof could be dead. Currently this isn't a turn 2 Knight. Could potentially be a turn to Mum, turn to Ooze. Definitely tough because we have 2 Hate Bears here that aren't that great in a lot of matchups. I think I'm pretty happy to mull this. Just go to 6 and hopefully get one that's has a little bit more of a plan. This definitely is a plan. I don't mind this. I'm going to keep it and bottom a Scrubland. And then we still have 2 fetches for basics, or for Sylvan Library, we have Savannah to cast the Mum, so I think this is okay. Do you have an opinion on where Band Control is? That's an interesting question. Yeah, that's a good one. I think Band's in an okay position. It's definitely quite good against Maverick. I feel like it would be pretty good against the Ragavan decks, playing things like Swords to Plowshares and Endurance. Hey Jide. Got tired of playing a good deck? Green White Depths is definitely a very good deck, but I feel like if you put your time into Maverick, you're going to get not just a lot of enjoyment out of it, but hopefully some results as well. Oh, this could be like a... Yeah, it looks like BR Reanimator. Okay. This is a really interesting card. Hey Elo, welcome. So Chancellor's not the most scariest, but this is a little bit scary. Okay, another land isn't great. So here I have the option of wastelanding my opponent, green sunning for something like Birds of Paradise, which isn't that great, but if they are going to get back to Chancellor, then we just have a blocker for days with Mum. I think they're going to be getting back this. So I'd probably rather play the Sylvan Library than try to dig. My other option is Green Suns for Dryad Arbor. And wasteland them. Which keeps them off a 2-mana reanimation spell like Animate Dead or Exhume, unless they have something like Lotus Petal or Dark Ritual. I think the best play here is probably just the Library. Which is a little bit unfortunate. I won't attack either because I don't want the Vils to kill my Mum if they have the mana for it. Okay. Interesting. Reanimate. So this is an interesting one. So Vils says whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. And Reanimate says you put target creature from your graveyard onto the battlefield and then you lose life. So I believe here they'll put this into play and then draw cards. So that's pretty good. Yeah. I assume that's the way the stack works. Very cool. Hey Nathan, welcome. I will protect here. There's definitely no reason not to. They can do it in response. We still have some nice options here. We have Caracas as a nice out, Source to Plowshares. Green Suns is going to be an interesting one. If the Green Sun sticks around. Which it probably doesn't. My opponent has 14 cards in hand. I would probably... I'm not sure what I would go for. Unfortunately, I think this game is very done, but I might as well play it out. These games against Reanimator are going to be pretty quick, especially game 1, so might as well see if they're playing any other cards that are a little bit different. They also double ritualed off a land before playing another one, so maybe Wasteland was better there. Maybe they were really relying on that one black spell. Alright, what do you got? Wasteland. Unfortunately, just going to be a concession here. Alright. What do we like? On the play, I really like the Deafening Silences, especially against their Dark Ritual plan. The Endurances are really good. But that's probably going to be it. I think the Prismatic Endings can definitely be cut, and it's nice that they kind of line up well with the Deafening Silences here. I do like the Mums, I do like the Acceleration, the Swords. Oof is okay, probably on the cutting board, but it does turn off Lotus Petal. Knight of Autumn is nice because it's a way to destroy Animate Dead off Green Sun Zenith. I could bring in Force of Vigor if I really wanted to. Force is definitely an interesting one. I think the libraries are probably just a little bit too slow. So that's actually a really nice sort of 2 green for 2 green, 2/3, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Beast is probably not where I want to be. I could potentially see an extra Force coming in. As just another way to really fight against Animate Dead. That's probably going to be it. I think this is okay. Just top deck Terminus next turn. Unfortunately, I didn't have the mana. I guess I could play a land and then top deck Terminus, but the double Chancellor would have made that Terminus pretty costly. There is a small part of me that really wants the extra force, just because it can really kind of win games if they do go for an Animate Dead plan. But I'm pretty happy seeing how this slides. Sadly, this is a one-lander that doesn't have a green source. Against a Reanimator player, I think I'd keep this if it was a fetch land or even a Savannah. Because the turn 1 Noble Hierarch is pretty good. A little bit rough against a Chancellor, perhaps. But pretty happy to mull this. Well, double swords Thalia. My opponent has kept 7, which is pretty tough. So I kind of feel like I have to mulligan to a hand with either Endurance or Deafening Silence. Because I assume my opponent is going to be putting a creature into play on turn 1, but you never know. This hand is okay. We could hold up swords turn 1, play Thalia turn 2. But I think it's just a little bit too fair, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, this is a lot better. I'm going to keep this, and we're going to bottom Mum. Keep 2 lands, Deafening Silence, Endurance, and green card. Definitely the 2 cards that I said I was looking for, so can't be too unhappy with this. You guys still there? Looks like it. Perfect, okay. Actually, opponent went to 4 cards. Interesting. So they mulligan pretty heavily. That's pretty good. Well, now I'm pretty happy just to play out the oof. I'm going to keep the fetch land as well because I might want to get Dried Arbiters for extra... What's the mana value of the stream? It's a good question. I'm going to say green, white, black is the CMC of the stream. Oh, that's a pretty fantastic draw, let's be honest. No Entomb's really nice. Now the big question here is the stream down? People are saying the stream's down, but I can see myself online. Cool. I am actually going to get Dried Arbor here. Play the Wasteland means we can attack with the Dried Arbor and also hold up 3 for the Endurance, which is really nice. Now I could increase the clock here, which is really interesting, to a 2-turn clock. But I currently don't have a great out to something like them going Reanimate a Lifelinker. So I'm pretty happy just to keep this as a 4-turn clock. Definitely a tough one. I'm actually gonna take a little snip. Because a 2-turn clock versus a 4-turn clock is definitely a massive consideration, but at the same time, having some sort of effect is pretty big as well. I'm pretty happy just to keep going and see how this goes. Christ, okay. That's definitely a reason to get a black source. Stream's still dead? That's really weird, because I can see myself on stream okay. Okay, well now I'm pretty happy just to Green Suns for Skoos. And just hold up the Dried Arbor. I probably should use the Drive Arbor in case they actually have some sort of like massacre effect. So I can massacre the Dried Arbor first and then go off on like main phase 2. Excuse me. So definitely a small misplay there. I think tapping the Dried Arbor Wasteland Savannah's best. Alright. Not really going to change anything. My only thought is the extra force on the draw. Something like this, I don't mind. Masked Vandal's also interesting, but I think this is fine. Can just really get some free wins out of force on Animate Dead, which is great. So if I do have that option, I am going to try to take it, especially in game 3. But Maverick definitely has the tools to beat Reanimator. It's just one of those decks that if they can go off on turn 1, it's not too much we can do. A little bit rough on mana here. A pretty nice hand if we have a white source. And not really doing anything if we don't draw a white source, so I think I'm pretty happy to mulligan this. Well, this is definitely interesting. Because one piece of hand disruption does not really do anything. But it doesn't have any lands, so I think this is kind of a trap hand, where it's a case of, sure, we have double endurance and green card, and double sword, so if we go like land, it's pretty awesome, but outside of that, we're not really doing anything, and if Maverick isn't winning that early game and setting up some sort of defense or disruption, then I don't think we're getting anywhere, so this is something that like my opponent could like thought tease me, and then see our hand, and then just wait for the time where they can actually go off, knowing that we have these, so... Once more, I will just keep this because it is playable, and we'll bottom a land, and probably Grist. This means we can Green Suns into Dried Arbor if we really want to, and then Green Suns for something else with Green Suns, so pretty happy with that. Opponent kept 7. But definitely on the fair side of things here, so... Interesting. I wonder if they take a Green Suns. They don't. Okay. Yikes. It's pretty good. Okay. Sadly, not too much out of this, especially seeing they get to untap and attack. Or just Arc on us. Yeah. Tough. Not too much we can do there. Maybe think a little bit more about the keep on the no-lander, but I'm not a big fan of that. Any recommendations for someone who wants to play Uro in Legacy? I would look at some like Bant control decks. They're always pretty sweet. This is a pretty awesome 7. I'll keep this. Don't, Uro is toxic. But yeah, I'd say Bant control as the Jeek said. Up against Phil. We have turn 1 acceleration. We have Thalia for non-creature decks or non-fair decks. We have Prismatic Ending for the fair decks. We have Sylvan Library to really gain some advantage and card advantage. We have Green Suns for some flexibility and finding a hate bear, which is nice. So pretty cool. Pretty good hand. Oh, we also won the roll. So let's go with Snow Covered into Bird. I don't want to use the Verdant just yet because it's quite good with the Sylvan Library, even though we already have a Green Suns for shuffle as well. Probably just going to get a a Savannah from this Verdant Catacombs. Mountain. Interesting. Oh, burn. Okay. This is actually pretty nice for us because we have the prismatic ending for the Monastery Suspiria, and then we can play the Thalia as well, so that's pretty sweet. Mum. Okay. We're definitely playing the land. I do have to consider price of progress somewhat, but I'm pretty happy here to quickly get Savannah. We can deal with the Swiftspear here. And then I'm going to play the Thalia out because A, it's really good against their haste creatures and also their bolt effects. And if I can make them target the Thalia with the bolt effect and then play the Mum, I'll be pretty happy. Luca Boring, welcome. I hope you're well. Good to see you in chat. It has been a little bit of a while, but thankfully back. Chain Lightning, okay. So at least the Silver Library I can use just to filter the top cards of my library. Green Suns, not too sure what it's going to be getting, but for now, I could get a Knight of the Reliquary, which would be a 4/4. I think I'm happy just playing the fetch, playing Mum, and playing Silver Library, so that should be pretty good. Hey, Luca Boring, too kind. 30 months is very cool, so a huge consideration and a huge thank you for that. Hope you're doing well. And thank you very much. It's very nice to be back. Chain me, sure. Spike me, sure. Alright. 2 cards left for my opponent. Night's Wait. Wasteland. Wasteland's actually really nice here. Wasteland means I can play around Price of Progress a little bit. What do I want to do? What do I lose to? I don't lose to Fire Blast and Bolt, which is nice. I do lose to... I didn't even lose to Price and Fire Blast, which is nice. I guess I lose to Price, something else, and then something as well. But I do like the thought of swordsing my own knight to stay alive, but I also like put on top Green Suns for Knight of Autumn, gain 4. I don't need the sword at the moment, but it is nice to have, so... Let's put that on top. Let's fetch for a basic here. I don't really want to go for Ooze yet, because there's not too many creatures in the bin. I'd rather just gain this life off the Knight of Autumn. You don't often use this ability, but here it's definitely relevant. Firecraft. Alright, I take 4. And Knight of the Reliquary is what I'm really looking for. Endurance. So I definitely can't pay life. Just pay 8. I want to get in the situation where I can have a Knight of the Reliquary in play, and then a Swords in hand with mana up if I really need to Swords myself. I could also Green Suns for Ooze. I don't mind Green Suns for Ooze. If I Green Suns for Knight this turn, I'll likely die on their turn. I can only assume that 1 card left in the hand is Fire Blast, so I'm most likely at 4. Guess I can attack with the mum. That's 3. Could also just hold up endurance. Endurance and sword isn't the worst. Put on top, put on top. I can attack with both here, because I really don't care if a burn spell goes at the moment. I have endurance for a hasty creature. And the sword up, which is nice. Bolt me, sure. Price. This is fine. And then they're going to fire blast me. Yep, so we get to go cast endurance. Target. Don't really want to target them, to be fair. I don't want to target myself either, or do I? I kind of want to keep as many like mountains in the deck. I guess they don't get it doesn't actually shuffle, so I will actually just target them. And I assume they do. I have to, yeah, I have to target one of them, but me or them, but yeah, sadly there's one target, up to one target player. Is there a difference here? Can I keep the endurance and just swords the knight and go to 1? There's not any real difference between that being at 1 and 2. I guess being at 2 means I get to fetch if I really want to fetch. Oh, you don't have to target? Okay. They're at 17. I'll be swinging for 4 a turn. So it is a 5-turn clock. Most definitely don't have to target anyone with endurance. Cool, okay. I think I'm just used to MTGO where I always put it on the stack, so... Hey Peter Simon, welcome. Go to 6, go to 2, or go to 5, and then down 1. I think going to 2 is better, just in case I draw another way to gain life. But definitely tough. Green Suns, okay. Noble. Put on top, put on top. So here I at least get to go Green Suns for Scavenging Ooze, which allows me to gain a life off the Thalia. Which means if they... I guess I only have 1. Yeah, I think it's just really close. Scavenging Ooze. I will just eat now. And just hope to fade a 3-mana effect. Okay, that's one fade. We do get to look at fresh new cards now, and if we find a source of plowshares, we're in a pretty good spot. Ah, so close. I kind of want to just get the Ramanap here. It's an extra creature and it allows me to play the Verdant Catacombs to then have a fetch as well. Which means we get a free shuffle. Alright, one more fade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we just have to fade here. We just have to fade once. Yes! Oh, no way! Oh my gosh. Nice. Feels good. Feels good. Alright. We're looking at Burn, which is interesting. Collector Oof can definitely come out. Cradle can most likely come out. I don't mind the forces. I'm going to assume they're bringing in some amount of artifacts or enchantments. Something like Sulfuric Vortex I could definitely see. Deafening Silence is interesting, but I don't think it's really where I want to be. But I could potentially see, like, the libraries are definitely dead. I really like as many creatures as I can have, especially if you can fill the yard. So maybe it is a case of just coming up on Deafening Silence. Kaya does gain some life. Maybe Kaya is better than something like Questing Beast. Endurance is still fine. Ending's great. Thalia's great. Screw's Mum. Matter Accelerants. Could just be a Wasteland, but Wasteland actually targeting myself is pretty huge to play around price a little bit. I don't like Plague because that doesn't really kill anything. I think we have enough creatures to set up a formidable like block set situation. Vandal could be good, but I do like that Knight of Autumn and also Forces are good. Force also plays around Eidolon Trigger, which is nice. Teeg does stop Fire Blast, but it also stops a lot of our key cards in this matchup, especially Green Suns and an Ending, but definitely a consideration. Might just be Grist. Grist is interesting though, but it does fill the yard. But I think that's just not what I want. All right, a lot of little creatures. 2 lands, 2 1-drops, swords. Be pretty happy with. 1 removal spell. 2 lands, 2 small creatures. Swords, removal spell. Kinda lame. I don't really think this is where I want to be. Turn 1 we get to accelerate into Dryad Arbor. We do get access to both basics here, which is kind of nice. We do have Force. Scrib can be cool at like blocking with Dryad Arbor or trying to save it, but I think there's a better 6, especially with Thalia in the deck. I'd like to find a Thalia hand. This isn't it either. It does have 2 ways to gain life, but it only has the Forest, so I'm pretty happy to go to 5. Okay, pretty happy to keep this. I don't want Skoos. I think I want to keep Skoos for the late game. And I probably don't want Knight just yet. It's going to be a 2-2 with these lands, so I kind of want to play Knight when it's at least a 4-4. So I think this is actually pretty fine. Hey Duke, welcome. Hope you're well. Hey Jitesh. Swift Spear, nice. Good start by them. Why keep Scrib overnight? I just like that it's a 2-drop. It can allow for some shenanigans with Dryad Arbor. We also have a lot of Knights in the deck, so I also don't want to play a Knight as just a 2-2. It's definitely interesting because if I do want to fill the yard with creatures for Skoos, then playing Knight as a 2-2 or a 3-3 is pretty nice, but for now I'm pretty happy. Scrib also allows me to play around Price of Progress with this Savannah, which is pretty cool. Spike definitely gets me. So I think next turn, if this Birds of Paradise resolves, which it will, I will just play this Knight out as a 2-2. But we're going to 10 here, so could very much just die next turn, which is kind of tough. Hey Maximus, very cool to hear. Let me know how you go with the deck. I'd be really keen to see how it performs. Maybe there's a world where I actually want to like play Noble here and Scrib Ranger, and then next turn, if one of these dies, try to get like Skoos into play as a 3/3. I haven't actually played a land, so I can actually get Scrib Ranger and Knight. Oh, did I just play the Forest? I did, didn't I? It's turn 2, yeah. Haha! Hey Duke, a huge thank you. Is Green White the best shell for depth right now? I think it is. There are a few players who choose to play like a mild splash for Plague Engineer. And to be fair, having an extra color does really help with Prismatic Ending to be able to hit 3 CMCs permanents. But you do have Bog, you do have Stage, so we can play around it. I do think the Green White is probably the best. It's really nice because then the mana is quite consistent as well, which is really nice. So we could go Scrib Ranger, tap, tap. No, yeah, I think we're just going to go for Noble Pass. Hold up Scrib. Yeah, Golgari's tough as well because I do think that there could be a lot more... Oh. This is actually pretty funny. If I didn't play the Noble Hierarch, what I could do here is put in Scrib Ranger, tap birds for red, untap it, tap birds for red, and then return the Chain Lightning either at them or at the Swift Spear. But I don't have this here because I'd have to use 2 mana for Scrib Ranger and then only be able to untap the birds once. I'd actually love to see like a price of progress here. Oh, they could also read it. Oh, of course. You can keep sending it back and forth. Okay, there we go. That actually makes a lot of sense. Do I want to block here? I go to 5. I kind of want to put a creature into the bin, so I don't mind probably throwing away the Scrib Ranger. But to be fair, the bird as well doesn't actually have... At least the Scrib Ranger can attack. So it might just be block with bird. And then next turn we untap with 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So I think I actually will block with bird. And then before damage, just play Scrib. If they have a price, they could price here potentially to get 2 damage in, but I'm okay with this. Alright. Plains is pretty sweet, but I think here we just want to go Green Suns for Skoos and gain 1. I could also just Green Suns for Night of Autumn and gain 4. But then that does mean we don't have another way to deal with an artifact or enchantment in the deck because we didn't bring in Masked Vandal. We did obviously rely on Force of Vigor. We also put the bird away, so that means that drawing into Kaya isn't live. I just thought that the Exalted might have been something to take into consideration. I will attack first. And then I think it will just be Ooze here. And I'm actually going to do all of this right now so they can't do something in response if they have something. I will play the Savannah, I think. No, I can actually play around price here by using the plains as a source for the Green Suns and then leaving a green left. I would love to see my opponent target me, but... Sorry, target the Ooze here. Because if they like bolt the Ooze here, then the Ooze has essentially got us 4 life, which is pretty huge. Hey Lorenz, welcome. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to be on Mav. It's good to be back. A lot of cool matchups that are pretty close. Bolt. What are you bolting? Me. Oh, alright. Oh, that's it? Ah, okay. I am going to eat that bin just in case of something like Grim Lavamancer, or potentially something like a Barbarian Ring. Verdant. Okay. I guess we play the Verdant, play the Knight, and pass? I can also get in for 4 here with the Ooze. If the Knight survives, I also get to a stage where I can maybe get an extra life out of Wastelanding Dryad Arbor, but I do lose life from fetching it anyway, so it's kind of a no-go. Okay, so I can go down to 4 here. I might as well. Because if I don't fetch, I take 2. If I do fetch, I take just 1. Hey Jide, you definitely can. Is it between Patrick Sullivan and Ross Merriam? Because if you can, that's definitely a really good one. And they have the Fire Blast. Rough. We don't have anything we can do here. We can't like destroy a creature and eat it with Ooze, so I think that's just going to be game. Nice. Close. I think I will bring in a Masked Vandal. Take out a Force of Vigor. Also being a 1/3 is pretty relevant. But also knowing that a lot of the time Knight of Autumn is just going to be gaining 4 life, that it is nice to have another Green Sun's target that does deal with an artifact or enchantment. But that's probably going to be it. This is a no-bo. Yeah, I think this is just a mulligan. Turn 1 Dryad Arbor, but then if they deal with the Dryad Arbor, we don't draw a land. It's really awkward. No green mana. We do have a Mum into Prismatic, which isn't the worst. This hand obviously gets a lot worse if my opponent is on like a spell heavy hand, so I think I will just mulligan. Try to find something like Thalia. Okay, turn my Mum, turn to Thalia. Keep this. Bottom Knight, because we can find it with Green Suns. And then I potentially don't need the Prismatic ending if I have Thalia as a 2-power first strike creature. So I could see the ending just going here. I don't mind that. Alright, best of luck, opponent. I also have all my colors, which is kind of cool. Rift Bolt. Okay, that's fine. Because now Thalia is going to start doing some real taxing, which is nice. Rift Bolt most likely just going at us, seeing we have Mother of Runes in play. But it is going to cost them 1 here, thanks to the Thalia. Okay. Whew. Big question is, what do I want to do with this waste, with this Green Suns? Concurrently Green Suns for 1, which isn't great. Could also play the Canopy and draw a card. I think I might just want to try to cycle through my deck a little bit. Play the Canopy, use the Scrubland to cycle in case we draw into a card. We can actually cast like a Noble or Bird that we can play it with a Forest. The Green Suns is a tough one. The Canopy in the bin also means we could play a Knight if we draw into it over the next 2 turns as a 3/3, which is kind of nice. So I think I will do that. Try to draw into a Mana Dork here. We don't, but we hit a Knight, which isn't too bad. I am going to keep back Thalia. But it's definitely interesting, because if they attack with the Swift Spear, am I really going to block with the Thalia? Because then if they like... I guess then they're kind of forced to cast something like a Bolt. So even if they try to Bolt like the Mum or the Thalia, we then give protection. It's not going to be a case of my opponent being able to force us to give protection. So I'm actually pretty happy about this. I think my best draw might just be Plains or another snow-covered forest. Because playing the Knight next turn means if we're tapped out for a Price of Progress, we do take 4, which is pretty steep. But at least with only 3 mana, they can't really like bolt and then bolt in response, so they don't really have a great attack here, which is nice. Unless they try to Fire Blast, I guess that could do it. Bolt and then Fire Blast. Alright. I'm gonna block. If they want to Bolt Fire Blast, I'm probably okay with that. They could just Bolt me, to be fair. Alright, what do they Bolt me? Sure. Now I will get Pro. And they could just be doing this because they know that here the Swift Spear would still survive. Oh, maybe they are going to Fire Blast. That would be a huge win for us. Or suspend a Rift Bolt. Okay. Do we draw that basic? So at least with the suspended Rift Bolt, they will be in a position where they have to pay 1 for it. And then they'll need a land and a price to be able to price us next turn while we're tapped out. So I'm pretty happy about that. So let's go Knight. Playing the Wasteland this turn so that next turn I can just hold up Wastelanding myself. And now I can start attacking as well, which is fantastic. I guess if they have like second Swift Spear, it's a little bit awkward, but that means 1 for the Rift Bolt, 1 for the Swift Spear, 1 land left over. They have a land. Okay. Price. Wow, they did have the price. Alright. It's pretty good. Another knight. Maybe this was a game where I needed the cradle, because that'd be really nice here. Just be able to green suns for something like Night of Autumn. I can still do it, but it takes me off the Wasteland, which is a little bit rough. What do I want to do here? Being at 7 is really awkward. So I feel like I do have to gain life. And I guess Night of Autumn isn't the worst. As I go up to 11. I think it has to be Night of Autumn here. I can't play... yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get a 4. I'll actually get a plains. 5. That means we can green suns for 3 with Thalia attacks. And this essentially like gives us a free little bit of life against a price because we would lose 4 anyway. Still get to attack. I'm just going to chump block with the knight. I'm not even going to use the mum. Chain. Sure. Chain again, sure. I have 1 card left. Swords to Plowshares is like the best draw here. Swords would be amazing. Ah, not swords. Well, I can try to put in lethal. Over 2 turns. They need to draw something off the top. If they have, let's say the best card they have is Fire Blast in hand. That is 4 damage. They just need 1 more burn spell. They're going to block. Interesting. I guess that does give them an extra... It doesn't give them an extra turn, actually, which is nice. I mean, a land here is a bust, a creature is a bust. I guess a creature isn't a bust because they can just block. Bolt's gonna do it. And I can only feel this is gonna be a Fire Blast. Yeah. Sweet games. Tough. I felt like we played out throwouts, but Burn doing Burn things. Maybe there's a world where getting the knight into play earlier was better than something else. I guess we'll never know. We did get pretty lucky in the first game with them bricking 2 at the end, so sweet matchup. Hey Shark, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Currently down, unfortunately, against Reanimator and Burn, but Burn was pretty fun. Burn was pretty close. Haha, the 5-0 dream. Sadly not alive, but 3-2 into another league could be pretty cool. I probably won't be playing the Highlander event. I was going to go to a mate's place and play some Highlander on Sunday. And I am streaming on Saturday, and I'm also going to the rugby on Saturday, so I won't be able to play that. I don't mind this hand. Pretty heavy on mana, but the Canopy Cycles, the Dried Arbor could just be a throwaway. I think you're just lead on the Verdant if I don't draw a Mana Dork. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I could also just show like where Death and Tax is for a little bit. Going outside your house is cheating. Yeah, pretty lucky. I'll definitely say that. Basic Island Ponder. Interesting. I'm going to say this is a combo deck. Scalding Tarn, Ponder, Island. I could think of something like a sneak attack deck. Could be High Tide. Definitely seen High Tide around. I'm going to go with Canopy here. I want to try to give away as least amount of information as possible. Canopy sometimes sees play in D&T, so... Oh, it sticks. Okay. I could attack with the Mum here, but just in case they are on something like Delver. I haven't seen Delver around too much with an island, but I'd rather not just throw away the Mum if it is going to be relevant. Basic Mountain. Okay. No, I'm definitely thinking Sneak. Alright. I guess if it's Sneak, I want to try to be as aggressive as possible. So maybe here... Actually, the Dried Up is here, so I just want to play the Forest, I believe. Means we can crack the Canopy if we really need to. Instead, Brainstorm. Played against High Tide on Tuesday with Doomsday. Interesting. Bit of a throwback. Which is pretty cool. Sneak. Well, I guess we draw. Hopefully find like a Night of Autumn? Find a land. Alright. Probably deserve that. Yikes. If I put in a land here, it means we can swords if I need to, but because we have the Crackers, I can't really think of a situation game one where I need to swords. I think it is just Dried Arbor, unfortunately. Yep. Sneak. I do like the Deafening Silences. I do like the Forces. I don't mind these. I like taking out the swords. The Prismatic Endings. The Scavenging Ooze. Teeg's definitely interesting, as it does turn off Sneak Attack. I don't think Curse of Silence is the card that's going to really change this matchup, unfortunately. I don't mind Mum, especially against the deck if they're playing something like Bolt or a Braid or something else. Turns off our Force, it turns off our Green Suns. Ramanap could just be the card that it's better than. It's kind of nice to have as just an if. Okay. I'll keep this, but it is very enchantment based, but it does have a turn 1 Deafening Silence into turn 2 Library into turn 3 Choke. It is pretty good, but it's also a case of just having to find it. Opponent kept 7. I kind of just want to get this Sylvan Library down so I can pay as much as possible next turn. They're going to force it. Interesting. Okay. Oh, yikes. Well, it was fun. Maybe the play is Wasteland, so that next turn if I draw a land I can Green Suns for Night of Autumn if they put in like Sneak Attack here or something else. But if they put in Sneak that just have the red mana anyway, I think it just has to be Wasteland. Omniscience. Yay. Yikes. Cool. But yeah, the Curse of Silence does look sweet. I'll have to see if Card Hoarder have any. It's nice just to be 1 mana as well. Hey Autonomy, welcome. I could drop, but I feel like that's the pussy way out. You just gotta take it, unfortunately. And I still get 2 free games out of this, so might as well try. Hey, Punishing Waterfalls, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yikes! I will write these down as well. Pen. I'm at a desk and I need to find a pen. Surely. There we go. Yeah, sadly sometimes Mav gets comboed. Blue-red Sneak. Burn. And Black-red Reanimator. Two, 1, 2, 1, 2. Could have been the keep as well, to be fair. It seemed pretty nice, but didn't really have any pressure. I feel like Sneak's definitely the matchup where I want Thalia, because being both pressure and disruption is just really key to getting any sort of play off it. No one else in the 0-3 bracket? There we go. I mean, I'd much rather have like a Thalia than the Sylvan Library there. Or maybe Thalia than the Choke. Cool. Come on, opponent. Nice. Pretty sweet hand. Turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Mum and Sylvan Library. I think because of this hand, I'm pretty happy to lead on the Noble and then 2 spell next turn instead of leading on Mum. I never actually realized that Windswept Heath was like people hunting and gathering. Very cool. Kind of reminds me of like downloading the trial of Age of Empires 1 when I was a kid and just playing the hell out of it. Pretty happy to go for basics here as well. Do you think that Heath is a tree in the foreground and it's not? Oh, it's not a tree. Ah, interesting. It's like a fallen, like that's a face. Interesting. Ah, I love that. Oh, up against D&T. Well then, I'm definitely playing double Mum here. I think getting Mum online ASAP is really good, and also just building out my board with Nobles. Now I hopefully get to rebuild as well. They're not playing Yorion either, which is really interesting. Port is A-OK. Oh, Revoke is pretty good. Then you have Hierarch. Interesting. Do they have a Mum? I like your reasoning, Shark. D&T always a pretty cool matchup. But a lot more answers to Sylvan Library these days. Skyclave Apparition's a really nice one. Obviously playing something like a Spirit of Labyrinth here is pretty cool. Stoneforge Mystic, interesting. They've already played a land, which is nice. And we do have the Mums online. Jit's going to be okay as they haven't... this is actually pretty cool. They'll probably reset the... Oh, they're going to... Okay. I was going to say reset the Revoker. But I guess having the Flickwisp means they don't really need to worry about the protection. Unless we draw into something here. Sort of Fire and Ice. Interesting. No Caldra yet. Which I really would have expected, but... Okay. I'm definitely paying extra here. I think I just want to play Green Suns for Scrib Ranger. I think that's just a... Birds is interesting as well, but at least Scrib Ranger allows me to also kill Flickerwisp. Unless they put a sword on it, which I'm pretty okay with. I could also get Collector Oof. Actually, Oof is a lot better because it also turns off Vile, let's be honest. I think it is just Oof here, right? We then just need to make sure we find an answer for the Wisp in the Air because it is a 4-turn clock. But I think Oof here, just turning off 2 cards in their hand and the Vile in play is really nice. I just hope that the last card or one of the other 2 cards isn't Caldra already in their hand, because that would suck. I guess we can block and then give Pro black with Mum, but it has Trample, right? I think it has Trample as well. Do have a lot of Mums. Do have a lot of mums. Caracas, sure. So 2 cards in hand or equipment, 2 are unknown. Skyclave, okay. Probably just taking out the library here. Yeah. It's pretty good. Maybe a little bit too aggressive with the greens, with the library, but I felt like I needed to make the land drop and then play the mum. I think it was. I think it was worth it. Bayou. I will attack with the oof here for 4. I'll play the ooze and then pass back. I want to hold the bayou with just unknown information. I'm only drawing a card a turn as well, so missing the land drop isn't the biggest issue. Screws also means I can't attack with Skyclave, which is nice. And before surprise swamp. Yeah, the flicker wisp is a quick clock. I mean, it's 2 turns. Hiya! Oh, okay. Interesting. Not going after the black. This is going to be fine. Oh, green suns. Okay, that's perfect. Because now we can green suns for Scrib Ranger. Guess they could have like Aven Mind Sensor. If they're playing old school. I'm just going to attack with the ooze here. Because it's still just 4. Means that the oof doesn't die to like some... I don't think there's anything that actually matters here, but... I'm okay with this. Sword, sure. Guess they could have like a second Revoker that would turn off the mums. So I have to give like Pro beforehand. Pretty interesting standoff. Could definitely attack first as well. I think that's just technically correct. Yeah, so the first one is currently naming Noble Hierarch. I believe they thought they could maybe just get us on mana. They did start on land Aethervile Port and then Revoker, but pretty interesting. This is actually pretty interesting. I can't give protection to colorless. I could trade. I think here I actually just want to put a Noble Hierarch in front of it and then grow the ooze to a 3/3. Wonder if they use the port. They do, okay. We can use this to eat the Hierarch. Could grow it to the 4/4, that's very correct. And I guess the extra mum is kind of overkill. Canopy's nice because we can draw from this. Nice. Now I probably just want to attack with both of these creatures. We have so many mum effects, which is really nice. Ooh. Batterskull. I think here I just want to go pro black. Still have to think about the other cards in the hand. One is Jide, one's unknown, so pro black, and then I'm going to use Scrib here. Give pro black, and then see if they want to block with a white creature. Oh, swords. Ah, interesting. So if I give pro here, then the other mum fizzles. So I will protect it for sure. Give pro white, and now this one fizzles. Huh. Now I'm probably happy using my last mum. No, because then they can actually just block anyway. See how they want to block. I don't want to use the plow just yet. Ah, interesting, of course. Guess I have to. Unfortunately, so I could have done this before blocks, of course. That was just a brain fart. Still in an okay position. They can't pick up the Batterskull, thankfully, because of the oof. They can't equip it. Yeah, pro black before. In a pretty cool spot. If they attack with just the Revoker, we can untap the Scavenging Ooze as a 3/3 in block. If they attack with the Flicker Wisp, we have Mum. If they attack with anything, we have Mum, which is nice. We also have Clock, which doesn't usually come up streaming, but pretty cool to have. The minutes definitely count, especially if this goes to 3 games. I guess there's a world where they like maybe attack with everything. Yeah. I think I like letting these in. Untap Skoos, block Skoos on Revoker, block Scrib Ranger on Flickwisp. And then maybe even just let the Scrib trade with the Flickwisp and not use the Mum. I think that's what I'll do. I guess the thing that sucks, if they have a second Wisp and I lose the Scrib, then I take 3 and then lose 3, but then we can gain some life off the Scavenging Ooze, so not the worst. A lot of thought here. Okay, they're going to do this. Okay, we're going to untap the... Oh, okay, I guess... Yeah, let's start with untapping this, returning this. Sure. Now go to blocks. Block here. Block here. Noble isn't doing too much now either. I guess it does after the Revoker dies, so I think we just do this. And then allow the Scrib to die. Because the last thing I want is them to have a removal spell for the Oof. So actually I'm just going to allow this. Skyclave is going to be okay. We know the last card is Jide. White, and then we can actually eat as well. All right, not too bad. Sure. Wasteland, okay. They're at 9. I do want to play the forest as there's 2 creatures in the bin. Oh, we just have it. We just have it. Eat. Eat. I was thinking of Exalted. Tough. I thought attack with Exalted is lethal, but it's obviously not. But we can get through 6 here. Oh, 7, sorry. I guess I could have attacked with everything, right? I could have attacked with everything. Yeah, that was a misplay because they really couldn't have had anything, so... Rough. Plagues, Forces, Mast, Thalias, Scavenging Ooze, Ramanap. Maybe just 1 Force. I could consider another Endurance, but I think 2 is fine. There is a world where Endurance is better than Night. I actually don't mind that, especially if I'm going to think about something like Graveyard Hate. I don't mind Force because they are playing Revoker, and being able to hit something like Aether Vial and an Equipment is pretty cool. And seeing that they're probably not playing Kaldra, I'm pretty happy to play Force. A lot of the ways for them to make creatures a lot more powerful, I guess, is why I really like Force. I also just think it's better than any of these cards. Kai is pretty cool, but I think this is okay. Yeah, second force could definitely see. But I do want to play more. I do want to play more endurance against TNT to see how it is. So I just want to see. Could even bring in the fourth if I really wanted to test it. But I really like the 3/4 body. There's also a world where I just have too much reactive stuff and then just have creatures and it just dies. I don't like Ramanap because I usually get to a position where they just have a bunch of planes or they're brought in something like Rest in Peace. I do like this hand. It does force me to go for a turn 1 dual land, but I think that's okay. Sure. Okay. Now I could 2-for-1 myself and hit the Vial. But I kind of like just hitting their mana as early as possible. And hitting a Vial is just so nice. Also being able to save the force until later on is pretty cool. Endurance. They kept a 1-lander. Another Mum's okay. We do have Plague Engineer, so I don't have to answer these as soon as possible, which is really nice for us. Cradle, okay. Let's go for Savannah. I could go for Bayou if I want double black source, but I kind of want double white source. To make sure that even if they draw Wasteland or Port, we can just still cast things. And I think Knight being a source of black is pretty nice. Even if they have a Swords for this one or a Path, we have the second Knight. But obviously hitting that Vial was kind of nice, because they are stumbling. It's turn 4. They're going to attack with 1. Okay. A 1-mana spell here would be cool. Don't have it. I'm going to play a Wasteland here. In case my opponent plays a land and then I draw into like Horizon Canopy, it means that then I don't miss out on playing the Wasteland. Yeah, pretty tough. Went 1-2 against BR Reanimator, 1-2 against Burn, and 0-2 against, you know what it is, Sneak. But upper game against D&T, no attacks. Okay. Hitting our mana, which is nice. Ending's pretty cool. I can probably see if they will attack next turn like they did with Mum, block with Endurance to give pro green, and then hit 1 with Prismatic Ending if I really want to. I will play the Cradle. No attacks. Alright, well, I will still play Endurance. See, do I have to? I believe I have to target. I thought I couldn't, but if I just want to cancel it, then I still have to place it. Just hit OK. Okay. pile. Okay. I'm pretty happy to hit that with force. I could also hit it with ending, to be fair. I might give them one turn. Nothing. All right. Pretty happy for the 1-for-1. I think ending just has a little bit more flexibility to it. Swords. Oh no, my opponent's gonna go to discard. This is a game. I will say that. Wisp. There we go. Too kind. Wow, turn 10? Hey, Rob fighting. Oh my gosh. Not even worth. Not even worth. Oh, they just dropped? Wait, no, we got game one. Okay. I am just gonna go for the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. We did get on the board, which is nice. Alright. 2 seconds. Nice. Alright. Always nice to get up against D&T at least. The poor man's Maverick. I'm sure that will tilt a few people. Who's my favorite team? What are we talking? What activity? Oh, football? I was going to say Man U. Arsenal's pretty cool. Don't follow too much football. Pretty big rugby union fan, but Manje, Barca. Look, if I said Chelsea, I think that I think we'd have a riot. Shark, there we go. You got me. That's you? Very cool. Alright. Up against Brando. A pretty sweet hand, let's be honest. Pretty happy to keep this. Turn 1 mum, turn 2 I can accelerate if I want. I can keep this, depending on what we draw. Hey man, thanks for the follow. No way, is this burn again? Oh, it's gonna be looting? Maybe this is the Madness deck? Mountain into Faithless Looting. We are in the 1-3 bracket, so could be anything. Anger. Oof. Grist is kind of cool. I feel like getting Mum online here is better than Green Suns for Dried Arbor, but it's definitely close. Do have a lot of 3-drops in hand. Maybe I will just go for Dried Arbor here off a Savannah. Using the fetch so that if I draw into a fetch line next turn, I can play the Knight as a 4/4. I could keep the Green Suns for something like Scavenging Ooze, but I think I might just be a little bit too slow. Couldn't get myself around to buying Bayous. Yeah, it's fair. It'd be pretty tough. What do we got? Another looting. Yikes. Surely this is Madness. It could be like a red focused. Yeah, okay. Root Waller comes in. Has haste. LED. Inquiry. Ugh. Ravager. Nice. Yeah, it can be pretty tough. I'd definitely rather be on something like Green White Depths, where you have cards like Tabernacle and Chasm, which are really nice. The Knight of Autumn would have been really nice as a way to deal with the hollow one. We kind of take lethal next turn, which is really unfortunate. I think getting the Mum online is fine. Land. Noble. And then maybe, just maybe, we can get there with Ramanap. I do love Burning Inquiry. It's very, I think it can definitely tilt a lot of players, because it can go very wrong, and it can go very right for them. They hit a Blazing Root Waller. Okay. Yikes, I think this might just be lethal, because I'm only really blocking with the Dried Arbor. Huh. Okay. Not attacking with the basking. Interesting. I wonder why. What am I missing? Because I'm probably just going to block like this. That means the Mum's online next turn, and I get to cast Ramanap and then get back the Dried Arbor anyway. This is really tough though, because even Ramanap as a blocker isn't that great against a bunch of X3s and X4s. Yeah. Maybe I have to pivot. What if we go like Grist, take out the hollow one? Mum covers the Vengevine. But the LED is really strong. Because that means I can flashback looting. I don't think playing Ramanap here for 3 mana, getting back Dried Arbor is enough. Because then if they attack with everything, we put the Mum in front of the Vengevine, the Ramanap in front of the Basking. I guess maybe they didn't want a LED, that's why they didn't attack with the Root Waller. That makes sense. I guess maybe Grist is okay. Grist tick up? Grist tick up is interesting. I don't believe the stream died. Yeah, it looks to be working. Sorry guys, a lot of different lines. Maybe it is Grist tick up. That puts a creature... I think we're sadly just in a really tough position, but I think Grist tick up at least seems cool. I also kind of get a free Noble because at least, you know, one's going to be tapped anyway. But the anger in the bin is really strong. But maybe, if they don't have a creature here, block 3, untap with 4 mana. Ah, Basking. Tough. Sadly, Knight of Autumn is in the bin, so I don't have a target off Green Sun Zenith to deal with the hollow one as a creature. Oh, they have an Ox. Ooh. Ox is pretty cool here. Okay. I do like the Plagues because their Baskings are only X2s. I do like the Endurances. That's probably it. Beast a little bit too slow. Endings are okay. Mums are fine. Libraries are way too slow. Oof is okay because it turns off some of their really disgusting draws with LED, but maybe that's just too slow. I feel like by the time I get Oof into play, they would have already used their LEDs. And if I'm green sunning for 2, I'm probably just getting Skoos. But to be fair, they also keep around LEDs sometimes, just to hold for a bit. So maybe I do keep the Oof in. Vandal's actually pretty sweet as well, because it does deal with Hollow one. I actually might just go down on Thalias. Thalias aren't the greatest to block because of the +2/+2 on the green 1/1 and the X4s and X3s. This seems okay. You never know though. Okay. Yeah, not really. I mean, turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 Ooze. Then we have Prismatic Ending. No. Yes. Yes. Bottom a Hierarch. Alright. I kind of want to make sure I have black mana for Plague Engineer, so I am just going to hold this for now. I don't want to go for Bayou because I want to have the Hierarch around. And also have Ending up. But maybe I can rely on Noble Hierarch for Prismatic Ending. I also don't want to 6 here because we have Endurance just in case. Opponent Inquiring? Firestorm, okay. I think I do want to Endurance here, just to take out the Vengevine and the Anger. Yeah. Alright, kind of want to land. Okay, that's not too bad. Get to go for Scavenging Ooze, which is kind of cool. It doesn't matter. But still, this is going to be really, really tough because they're going to be really good. They also get back the Vengevine. We'll get a Bayou here because that turns on Plague Engineer. I think just too slow, unfortunately. Really can't do much. Yikes. Now I have to block the Root Waller. Oh, only once. Sure, I'll take this. Windswept. That gives me Dryad Arbor. Could also Green Suns for Knight going to 4, and then have 2 blockers. Maybe that's better. Could also Green Suns for Endurance. I think Knight's just best here. Because I can gain 3 and have 1 blocker. I think Dryad is best because you can double block. Yeah, Dryad's definitely interesting. They can attack for a lot. I guess we can block the Basking. Or we can let the Basking go, which is 3, so we go to 1. But Dryad Arbor does trade with the Blazing. Which means... Maybe the world is we actually make Screws a 4/4, which blocks the Basking Root Waller, and then we have the Dryad Arbor to trade with this, and then it's just the Vengevine. We do have to try to not allow them to do anything here. I think it will just be Dryad Arbor, and then I am just going to eat Basking here. There's a world where I actually don't do anything, unless they... like Faithless into Ox and then straight away remove stuff. I could also eat the Faithless looting here and then eat a creature going to 5, but then unfortunately the Scavenging Ooze would then trade with the Basking Root Waller. I have to go to a 4/4, so I can't eat the Faithless looting, which is really unfortunate. Can I take that back? I can. Okay, I might just actually pass. They could loot into Vine, but if they draw a card and then draw 2, discard 1, they then only have... I guess then they... yeah, okay. If they discard into Vengevine and they discard 2 creatures... Hey Goif, welcome. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I think it's okay to wait. The only thing is Ox, but then we'll have our own creatures to eat anyway, so not the worst. Sure. Okay, so they hit an Anger. So that's a pretty easy one to eat. Interesting. I guess I don't actually have to block there. Maybe there's a world where I shouldn't have blocked there, because having 4 mana is pretty huge. Also means we can like block and then gain a life before damage. Also turns off Green Suns for 3. I kind of want to just go for a Collect Oof here. I think Oof is fine here. Because it turns off the LED, which means they have to draw another land to be able to double Basking. Oh, I could also go for Masked Vandal and exile a creature to take out the LED, which then leaves me with a 1-power creature. But then I lose off a land to the Baskings. We're going to go with Masked Vandal. We're going to exile the Noble Hierarch. And then pass. Don't draw land. Okay, this is fine. Still more time, which is nice. They find a Vengevine, sure. Do they have a good attack here? I don't think they do. Oh, they have attack with everything. Okay. Block here. Block here. This is going to be fine. Let's eat Root Waller. Hey Jacko, welcome. Hope you're well. Whew. Pretty cool game. Pretty cool game so far. Yeah, I think if we let the 4 through last turn from the Vengevine and kept the Dried Arbor, we would be in a bad position here. Yeah, I could have definitely blocked one of these. Maybe that was correct because I can't pump right now. Yeah, I think that was probably better. Yeah. Oh, not as good, but still a green source that I will take. I'm just going to eat the no. I'm just going to allow this. I don't believe they play Hogak. Like, is Hogak something that I should be playing around? I don't think so. I think I have enough just to eat the Vengevine here anyway. As like a just in case. But yeah, taking out a Basking there is definitely the correct thing to do instead of the red one. Sure. Still have Vengevine in hand. Interesting. I will block one. Is there a reason not to block? Pump that one, sure. Just going to eat some stuff. Ooh's doing so much work here. It's pretty incredible. Even something like a knight here would be pretty cool. A mum's pretty perfect because it means another green source for the cradle. Can I attack here? That's the big question. I don't think I can, but I kind of want to put them on a bit of a clock. I think I maybe do attack here. I think I do attack here. And don't... If they draw a land, they attack for lethal. Yeah, I don't think I can actually. No, because I can gain life. So I think attacking here is actually correct to then try to get damage in next turn. I should have definitely eaten, but I can go up to 11 next turn anyway. So I think we're still fine. Still, definitely making a few misplays here, but we will see. Here's Vengevine. That's fine. Because if they attack with everything... Alright, let's start with... 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Mass Vandal. Endurance. We can just swing back, right? For lethal with Pro? I think we get this one. Put him on a 2-turn clock. We take 6 here, go to 2. This is fine. Nice. Yeah, nice. Very cool. Sideboard again. I think I'm pretty happy with all of this. Beast is definitely interesting as a 4/4 body, but I think the games are just too quick that I'm pretty happy just to run this back. Very cool to win that. Pretty cool hand. I think this is okay. Nice to have endurance and also acceleration. We have prismatic ending. I could bring in Thalia, but I think she just taxes me a lot more than my opponent. Imp. Sure. Sure. I actually don't want a 6 in case they have anger. Or Vengevine. You gonna discard LED? Oh, yuck. Yikes. Well, I guess we start with prismatic ending on the root wall. A land. Yeah. Take 8. I could block here just to save some time. Maybe that's correct. Because we have the mana next turn for 3 mana anyway. I think this is fine. And the Endurance takes out the Basking Root Waller anyway. So I'd rather play the Endurance and then the Knight next turn. Because Knight plus Wasteland equals a 5/5, which deals with the Hollow one, which is pretty cool. Savannah. Endurance. Target them. Blocks here. We take 5 and go to 2. And then we can nearly... Okay. So I could go to 1 by playing the Noble Hierarch and fetching, or I could play the Wasteland, which will allow me to play the Knight as a 5/5 because I can Wasteland myself to kill the Hollow one. But we do just die to a Vengevine if they draw a Vengevine. So I think I do actually have to play a second creature, and it might be Noble. I could also hold the Verdant for a Dryad Arbor. I think that might be better, just in case I don't want to go to 2. I don't want to go to 1. This also allows me that if they don't have another creature, I can just put the Dryad Arbor in front. Oh, another Endurance. Interesting. Oh, that also makes the Knight bigger, which is actually very relevant here because now the fetch land turns the Knight into a 5/5. They're also down to 0 cards. Wow, no attacks? That's huge. Yeah, Endurance has reach, which is really nice. Mum. I think we play Mum and then hold up Endurance. I might actually just want to Endurance now to turn off the Faithless Looting. I think I do. And now I can hold up Horizon Canopy, draw a card off the Dryad Arbor here. Oh, wow. That was pretty cool to win. So we scramble back to a 2-3, which isn't too bad. Whew. Very cool. Do I want to do another league? I kind of want to write some content tonight and then start fresh on Abzan with some of the new cards from the new set, which would be cool. So I think I am actually going to call it here, unfortunately. But a huge thank you to you guys for coming in and watching. Yeah, that was quite a cool win. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, I do like some of the new cards in the new set. Deafening Silence, I think, still has merit in the sideboard, but the new card that I believe it's called Curse of Silence looks pretty cool. And then the new flip card that acts like a Qasali Pride Mage on one side that then flips into a Trigon Predator that triggers when it attacks, not deals damage, is pretty sweet. So I think we'll start there. Yeah, Jack, I think I underestimated Curse of Silence after giving it another read. But I probably think it's a card that I want to have in a mix with Deafening Silence, not in place of Deafening Silence. Especially seeing Maverick has a pretty terrible combo matchup, it's probably best just having a mix of both. But yeah, really cool to see in the new set. I'm going to see who else is streaming. Hopefully some Legacy. But I'll be back on the weekend sometime, for sure. We will see. I think Tagores is streaming some Green White Depths, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to send you guys over there. But until then, enjoy your week, and I'll see you on the weekend. I'll be back on Sunday morning, most likely. Apologies, Onion Lotus. You'll be able to find this league on YouTube, YouTube/Dukes on Twitch. But until then, yeah, stay safe. Hopefully keep an eye on the Green Sun Zenith for some new content.